Hi everyone. Today I want to talk to you about a very special topics, which is accountability. One of the things that I saw was that leaders have two extremes when it comes to accountability. They either are very aggressive about requiring accountability from their people, or they are too afraid to actually, or too polite to address it. So when it comes to accountability, my recommendation is to be tough but fair. So what does this mean? It means that I think you should look into your team, and if there's a person that doesn't do its commitments, that who always delays whatever he needs to do, I think that person is the one that you need to hold accountable, right? So if people are doing their jobs, if everything is fine, then yeah, don't do anything on this. But if you have people in your organization or in your team that don't do the things that they say they will, you should definitely hold them accountable. How do you hold people accountable? Well, first of all, it's very important for you um, to be fair. This is the correct word here, right? What you want is to communicate the things that cannot be disputed, right? So, for example, if I'm working with John, and John has been saying for the past 2 weeks that he's going to deliver a topic, and he's working on it, and he's working on it, and he's working on it, and still hasn't delivered. I'm going to address John, and I'm going to talk to him about, hey, look, we first started talking about this topic 2 weeks ago, and I hear you promising, this is the fifth time you're promising that you're going to deliver this, and I want to know what's going on, right? This is let's say a non-threatening way of addressing it, right? You stick to the facts. You don't go into emotional or indefinite types of affirmations, like you always don't deliver, you always promise, things like that. Please try to stay away from always and never, and always be very aware of having the exact numbers. So this is how you start approaching the topic. Now, what you want in the conversation is for John to be able to express their opinion, right? So, for example, if I start with, hey, look, we've been discussing this for 2 weeks. You've promised 5 times that you're going to deliver, and it's not happening. I want to know what's going on, what's happening with you. If you start with this question, then they will open up. I mean, they will also tell you their side of the story. Now, the essential key here is for you to be in a state of active listening. What does active listening mean? Well, there are a few levels of active listening. It's the first level when you talk and I hear my thoughts, so I cannot wait for you to shut up and for me to reply. The second part of active listening, the second level of active listening, is when you hear the person and you try to wait for him to finish, and you start processing whatever they're saying, but you don't have an idea of what you're gonna say necessarily. And the third level of active listening is when you're fully engaged in what they are saying, and you not only hear their words and their phrases, you also see what's behind their words. This is the best way I saw to categorize active listening. So when John is going to reply to me, he's going to say, look, this coronavirus thing is very hard on me. I have to work from home and my family is there. It's really hard to to separate now my personal life from my business life, and my kids are all over the place. I cannot concentrate, right? So he's gonna get into all those details that may actually be true. So here is when it's really, really important for you to take the coaching approach and ask him, okay, then is there anything that I can do for you, John, right now, so that we can make this situation a little bit better? You're a high-performing person, or you maybe not be a high-performing person, it doesn't matter, but you are a member of my team, and thus I value you a lot. However, I do want to have a solution for solving this problem. And then there'll be a back and forth. Again, don't be judgmental. Try to do active listening, and yeah, you'll see John coming up with several ideas and several ways of fixing the problem. It might not be amazing at first. Maybe you'll have to hold him accountable for whatever he said he will do, but maybe he won't do. But remember that it's a process, and for a leader, it's, as Jocko Willink says, it's not what they say, it's what they tolerate, right? So if you want to be a good leader, you shouldn't tolerate bad behavior in your people, because not only they will not perform, but they will erode the morale and the behavior of the people in your team, right? So this is my tip on how to hold people accountable. I think it's a really important part of leadership, and I see a lot of leaders failing at this particular area, and I think they can do a much better job. I've seen dramatic results in teams when leaders start thinking of themselves as accountable for what their team produces, so holding the people in the team accountable for not keeping their words. I hope this was informative, and see you tomorrow. Bye.